Former President Donald Trump is heading back to New York City for the first time since his arrest last week, which he is now speaking out about.
And Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg is taking Jim Jordan to court over congressional efforts to investigate the case against Donald Trump. CBS News' John Diaz live outside Trump Tower this morning with more. Lots to talk about as always here, John.
Hey, as always, good morning, Chris and Mary. How are both of you? Well, Donald Trump, he is expected to return right back here to New York City either later on tonight or first thing in the morning, his former home. But he's not returning back here because of last week's arraignment. He's coming back here for different legal matters pertaining to the Attorney General. But when it comes to his arrest last week, he is now speaking out about that, saying that people were crying at the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse, workers there, police officers, courtroom workers, saying that they were supporting him.
It was a horrible thing because I did nothing wrong.
In his first sit-down interview since his arrest last week, former President Donald Trump telling Fox News he's innocent after he became the first president, current or former, to get arrested, arraigned on 34 felony counts, and said if convicted, he will not drop out of the presidential race.
The poll numbers have gone through the roof. The people get it, and the other ones are hoaxes.
This comes as Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg filed a federal lawsuit against GOP Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio and the House Judiciary Committee yesterday. He is accusing them of seeking to interfere in his office's prosecution and investigation of Mr. Trump and alleges an unconstitutional attempt to undermine his investigation. Mayor Adams had some words to say about this.
I clearly think that this is put on place by Donald Trump campaign committee.
They first sought to have Bragg testify before Congress about his case. And when that failed, they scheduled hearings next week to explore violent crime in the Big Apple in general and Bragg's crime-fighting policies in particular.
So we're coming up there to talk to the victims, the people who've been impacted by this crazy left-wing ideology that says we're not going to put bad guys, people who do harmful things to other Americans, we're not going to put them in jail.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump is preparing to face questions related to separate legal problems on Thursday when New York Attorney General Letitia James will ask him about a $250 million business fraud lawsuit filed against him and his company by the state. Last August, he declined to answer questions 400 times when he first sat down for a deposition in the case. Now, Trump is expected to plead the fifth yet again tomorrow when Letitia James questions him to avoid potentially incriminating himself. Now, in another legal battle, this one involving a rape case, well, we are told that the attorney for Donald Trump is seeking a 1-month delay in that case. That is when a columnist claims that the former president raped her inside a dressing room of a department store back in the 1990s. For now, we are live this morning from Midtown Manhattan. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
Okay, John, thank you.